have a Blackface story for us by any chance?
Of course I do. It is time for Blackface Matters. Students from Helen Y. Davis Leadership Academy Charter Public School in Dorchester, Massachusetts, on a field trip to Boston's Museum of Fine Arts, were told no food, no drink, and no watermelon.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
The kids were shadowed by security much more closely than any of the white kids. Yeah, these were black kids.
Yeah. Yes. By the way, we had to mention because obviously it's
Blackface Matters. But they were monitored more closely than any of the other white kids or adults in attendance in the group. Reportedly received harassment from both staff and other visitors. Fuck this world.
Boston.
Fuck Boston.
Which I sort of feel like. I want to be able to say, well, yeah, that's Boston, but I don't know. But
I'm not offended by it.
Based on the stereotype.
Boston gave us Mark Wahlberg. I think we can say fuck Boston.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that explains
Boston.
explains everything. The museum has since apologised, citing its efforts to attract a more diverse audience. But
they failed.
But what's interesting is the museum's investigation into the event, looking at CCTV and talking to staff. Apparently, this staff member who said no food, no drink, and no watermelon actually said no water bottles, and that they really couldn't comment on a lot of the claims, or they did ban a few people that they confirmed had made racist remarks.
Now, you see, that remark really made me react.
Oh, yeah.
I was pretty outraged. And
Yeah.
I feel funny for having reacted that way and not having gotten the context. And I suppose that's why we're covering this story, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the point. You just blew my mind on. Not that straightforward, but there you go.
Yeah. Next up, man caught filling up bathtub with potatoes while wearing a bra and high on MDMA.
He was quoted as saying, it felt like the right thing to do at the time. And I agree.
Absolutely. Like, if you're on MDMA, anything that you do,
will seem.
I will presume, I don't know about
the right thing.
Will be the right. Yeah, but if you're in that state of mind, just go and do. You do you, man. You do you, man.
This guy and two of his friends stayed over in a Travelodge in Eastleigh, where they planned to make their way through a mountain of drugs, including ecstasy, 5 MAPB, and 2 CB, and of course, a whole bunch of weed.
Which is what tipped off the hotel staff, who then contacted police. When they showed up, this guy was heading into the hotel with a bra over his shirt, carrying a bag of potatoes. Yep.
He was given 18 months community service in order to go to a rehab program. And as if that wasn't enough, the guy had said that he actually paid something in the region of £750 for the drugs, though an expert put their actual value at around £300.
Kicking the nuts. Jeez.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Like, after all that. So, when you think of serial killers, who do you think of?
Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy.
Yep.
And Jack the Ripper, of course.
Of course, like, those are the main ones. Well, you can add another name to the list. This one.
You fucking did.
Yep, here you go.
Ivan Fedorovich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ivan Fedorovich.
Yep, keep going. You'll get it.
Fedorovich Yanukovych.
Rolls off the tongue, yeah. Police arrested this guy when they found him cutting up a body and turning it into ground meat with a, quote, aromatic blend of spices. Ivan lived with his mother, Anastasia, 93, and they two seemed to utterly blend into their community, according to police. Two perfectly normal people who have friends over to watch the game and have beers or whatever it is boomers do.
Sounds about right. The local YMCA administrator was quoted as saying he was in charge of our yearly spaghetti dinner fundraiser for the past 5 years. Apparently in disbelief that this man had killed some 30 people. Mostly delivery men over the past 10 years.
Yeah, they were just coming straight to his door. He did seem... He seemed to show remorse, though, in questioning. He regretted killing the men who were just doing their jobs, but did add that the Jehovah's Witnesses really annoyed him, and he wished he'd taken more of them out.
Wow.
So, not all heroes...
wear capes.
Exactly.
Although with a name like Ivan Fedorovich...
Keep going.
Yovanovich. Please put the correction on screen. With a name like that, I imagine he probably does wear a cape.
Yes. I'm crazy. Nuts.
It's nuts. What does he get for this, then?
So, for getting, 30 delivery boys and a few meaningless Jehovah's up to 2,675 years in prison. I don't know how they calculate that.
And also, when he dies, do they, just leave his skeleton there?
I mean, I don't know how this works. Like, when you sentence someone to consecutive life sentences,
yeah,
they have to serve it.
Well, surely it just means like, oh, well, you've got 30 life sentences. It's going to be harder for us to give you parole or something.
I mean, even a hotel can estimate how long you're going to be there. So just... They've hired out the cell for that one person for 2,675 years. He's entitled to it.
Yeah. This is sad. While we're on the subject of uncomprehensible weirdos...
I actually put uncomprehensible.
Is that what I said?
That's impossible.
That's not a word.
Incomprehensible.
Let's start that again. While we're on the subject of incomprehensible weirdos, let's talk about the electronic music legend Moby. I don't know if you've been following the news here. He's been in it quite a lot. There's been about 3 headlines this week. It appears he's been on a bit of a bender.
As far as news goes.
It's all kind of culminating around him releasing his second memoir titled Then It Fell Apart, which I think it follows on from his last book, which I think it's called Porcelain or something like that. And this is him now, where he's been successful, where he is hippie mum and being best friends with David Bowie. It's all very much kind of like, oh, Moby's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's got everything.
This Moby dude is cool.
Yes.
That's what we're supposed to think when we read it, but reality is that it's...
little different.
It's a little different. It touches on some serious things like suicide attempts. Not unusual for a huge celebrity, if we're being honest, but it's interesting to see in there.
Yeah.
But when it gets fun, not mentioning all the creepy yet.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of creepy, actually.
Yeah.
There's a party where Moby and his buddies played a game of Knob Touch.
Oh.
Which is... Have you played Knob Touch, John?
Not myself.
You may have played...
I look like I may have played, but in actuality, I'm a bit of a Knob Touch virgin.
You're a bit of a Knob Touch virgin. Yeah, fair enough. Well,
I just said that out loud. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah. I'll explain Knob Touch for you then in that case.
Yes, please.
I'll enlighten you. Knob Touch is where you try to discreetly rub your penis on someone without them knowing. Whether this is a game that Moby's invented or not, I can't corroborate.
This story is weird enough without it also being, by the way, this game was actually invented by Moby.
Yeah, because whether he invented it or not, the fact of the matter is, we probably call that sexual assault.
Yes, that is basically sexual assault.
Anyway,
to you and me, the layperson.
Anyway, the writer and recorder of the classic electronic album Go, Moby, managed to get his todger on the one and only president incumbent of the United States, Donald Trump. It isn't really surprising. When Moby was asked to play at Trump's inaugural ball, Moby responded, quote, ha 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 ha, wait, ha 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 ha, really? That's the actual quote.
That's the actual quote.
Adding that he'd probably only play if Donald Trump released his tax returns.
Legend. Now, this is where the story sadly takes a turn for the weird.
Oh, is it just now?
Now it gets weird. Now it gets weird. See, somewhere along the line, he recalls dating Natalie Portman. In the book, he recounts finishing a set and finding Portman in his dressing room where she asked him out. He says, I was a bald binge drinker and Natalie Portman was a beautiful movie star, but here she was in my dressing room flirting with me.
Portman, however, doesn't quite agree. As far as she's concerned, her recollection is a much older man being creepy with her when she had just graduated high school. Oh my god, Moby.
Yes.
Yikes. Portman added that she finds it disturbing that Moby would use this story to shift his book. But let's face it, Moby needs some way to remain relevant.
He is kind of on his way out. Well, was, and then, it's working. Yeah, We're talking about it on our AAA news channel.
There we go.
Moby's still a classy guy, though. He apologised to Portman on Instagram, because that's how you do it in 2019, saying it was truly inconsiderate of him, that he has the utmost respect for Natalie, and that he should have acted better around someone 14 years his junior, which is fine, I guess. The full Instagram post is a little more heartfelt.
Yeah, and that's it, right?
Yes, that's the whole story.
Oh, no, wait. Moby's just cancelled the rest of his tours, posted an apology on Instagram titled Last Post, where he says this has all been his fault and that he's going to be going away for a while.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, someone needs to keep an eye on Moby, maybe.
I feel bad for all the Moby jokes.
Yeah.
That's not looking good.
Okay, something more upbeat. Did you know that Lancaster, it turns out, is secretly craggy fucking island? Here's the headline. Sheep headbutts police officer as it rampages through the streets of Lancaster. Okay? The guy who filmed the video said the police officer did a great job taking a headbutt off that bear-sized sheep. So here it is. Here's this monstrous bear-sized sheep attacking the officer and then rampaging off down the street.
Keep the car still with it.
They say it's as big as 4 cats, and it's got a retractable leg so as it can leap up at you better. But you know what, Ted? It lights up at night, and it's got 4 ears. 2 of them are for listening, and the other 2 are kind of backup ears. And its claws are as big as cups, and for some reason it's got a tremendous fear of stamps. Mrs. Doyle was telling me that it's got magnets on its tail, so as if you're made out of metal, it can attach itself to you. And instead of a mouth, it's got 4 arses.
Words! The escaped sheep had darted past the officer who climbs into his car. Like, it is like really dramatic language.
This is a shameful piece of journalism.
Despite initially giving the force the runaround, the troublesome sheep was eventually captured by police. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. First, blah, blah, blah. Both the sheep, yeah, right. Both the sheep that handling were uninjured following pursuit. Jake Clark, who filmed the footage, said the officer had done a great job of taking a headbutt off the bear-sized sheep.
Delightful. This is what happens when sheep drop out of school.
Basically, I mean, look, those sheep over in
France,
Florida.
No, the original that was Ohio. Wasn't
That was Ohio. I mean, the sheep in France were getting on with their lives. They were having education, getting on with it. Those ones over in America, that guy's garden, troublemakers.
Yeah.
Bad sheep. I did it. All right, let's move on.
Shame on you. Moving on, with all that royal baby shit out of the way, it's finally time to make a theme park ride out of the crash that killed Princess Diana. Yes! Finally, you can experience.
We've all been waiting.
To be the people's princess.
Hurtling along at 60-something miles per hour into a tunnel in France. Smashing your face open on a wall.
The National Enquirer magazine, which, by the way, is the bastion of insanity.
Yes,
it is the.
These are the guys who had a cover that was like Elvis's open casket. Yes, those guys.
They're good guys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is what journalistic integrity is all about.
Yes.
They're better known for not doing shit like this. They're setting up an attraction where people can relive the accident and then decide whether or not the royal family was involved in killing Princess Diana. Because that's a question people are asking.
Was this ever on the?
Well, I mean, there's some people always have you ever
seen?
Some
people as in 2% of the population.
Yeah, there's been memes
sure.
There's the old when they would caption a lyric video killed the radio star.
Yeah.
They'd have a picture of Diana and she'd be the radio star and Prince Charles would be the video. Put it up on screen. There it is. Oh, tasteless. That's going to lose us another subscriber.
Yeah, probably. That's...
By the way, this podcast is strictly Republican, and I don't mean it in the weirdo American sense. It's the monarchist sense. We are...
yeah.
True blue.
Yeah, so the attraction seems to be mostly about the idea of conspiracy and getting your head into that mindset of looking into things where you only have the information that you're given or
whatever.
Something. I mean, okay, fine, but why didn't they use 9/11? National Enquirer is an American magazine. Why the fuck poach our conspiracies?
Because it's an American magazine. I would fucking love... a 9/11 theme park ride, by the way. You remember those ones where you're like...
Now you said it out loud, I'm kind of worried.
A
9/11 theme park ride where you're there in the
plane?
Yeah.
Do you remember those ones that you'd go on and they were like the interactive roller coaster and it's like you get in a box and there's like a screen.
Yeah.
It's like that and you're just, oh no!
Oh, here they come the towers!
And it's like, oh my god. Oh my god, done.
Beep. We'll just cut the whole thing.
Delete that. This is only a small part. This is only a small part of a larger attraction devoted to the royal family. The creator said it's all done very tastefully and focused on the facts and none of the gore. It gives you the numbers, the distance travelled and all that so that you, dear viewer, can make your mind up.
About whether or not
reason.
the royal family killed Princess Diana because reasons. Okay, except the question was never on whether or not you should, and totally on why you shouldn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Frankly, I'm going to do a story.
Cool.
Okay, Iceland has plans to ban circumcision. Okay, they wanted to give parents 6 years in prison for mutilating their child's genitals. The MP who came up with it said he didn't see it as religious. Whatever. The only reason I'm including this is because when this was shared to me on Facebook, it came with the caption, in related news, Iceland becomes the world's leading producer of cheese. And that made me laugh for like 10 minutes.
That's right. It comes 10 more minutes of laughter. That's pretty weird.
Brilliant.
Though.
What, the story or the caption?
No, the caption's hilarious. The story's fucking bizarre.
Yeah, but it's about time someone took a stand against something that, to be honest, no one ever really... who cares what they did?
I'm being circumcised.
Let's
Doesn't
just
affect
move.
me.
Let's just move on.
Okay. You're upset about it.
Unless you have an opinion about it. I don't want to get serious about it.
Right,
That's why there's only one paragraph devoted to this story.
Let's talk about some actual factual news.
Oh, okay.
The Noah's Ark replica owners sue their insurance company over rain damage. Yes, it's time to go to that place. This story doesn't let up in how much it wants to shit in your own eyelids. So the Ark Encounter theme park in Kentucky has this replica Ark alongside a zoo and some shitty zip lines, frankly. The replica Ark was damaged by rainfall and a partial landslide, leading Ark Encounter to make a claim with their insurance company for about $1 million. Mm-hmm. The insurance company, however, has a specific exclusion for, get this, correcting design deficiencies or faulty workmanship. Needless to say, this is hilarious on so many levels. From the replica Ark not being able to withstand the very might of God itself, which by the way amounted to about 40 or 50 inches of rain. Not the biblical flooding that
not
we were
even
expecting,
the
just
biblical.
above average for the area.
Yeah.
To the outright claim that Noah's original design had design deficiencies or crappy workmanship.
I don't want to have a go at Christians. Fundamentalist Christians.
Yeah.
Fundamentalist Christians, too easy. But, oh boy, staying with this topic for just a moment, though. Louisiana flood destroys home of Christian leader who says God sends natural disasters to punish gay people.
That's great.
That
is beautiful.
Beautiful.
That is poetic irony, justice, and everything else.
That is something that only God himself could be like. Bam.
Brilliant. This piece of shit, by the way, seems to think that homosexuality and paedophilia are one and the same for some reason. Anyway, he's been living off God's provision since the flood, so good for him. Glad to see he's ignoring those very clearly mixed messages he's getting sent his way by God.
Mate, I don't know. It's just a point where you're like,
dude.
Broadly gestures to everything.
This.
The reality. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, that's not how this works.
no.
Any of this works.
No, this isn't an anti-Christian thing, anti-religious thing. But for God's sake, there's a point where it's just being stupid.
Yeah, seriously, ignorance.
Yeah, but though, yes,
Yeah, right.
But though, yes.
But yes.
Yes.
Speaking of ignorance, just quickly, I'm going to go on a tangent here.
Oh,
away from
please.
the script. The patron saint of British wisdom, I suppose you could call it, Thomas Robinson, also known as Stephen Yaxley Lennon,
Right.
football hooligan, fraudster,
Yeah.
failed politician. I don't really have much else to report on this. He ran in the European elections under the Tommy Robinson party, possibly. Who cares?
Yeah.
And he got absolutely f***ing bastardized. Beautiful. I mean, like, it was so bad, he got 2.2% of the vote, which is about as much as I got when I ran for student president. We got about that much of the vote, and
the reaction
was
so
magnifique.
blind.
They fucking laughed. Like, here's the clip.
Indulge.
Robinson Tommy, 38,908.
I mean, so deserved, because this guy's been everywhere for, like, it feels like a good couple of months.
He must have responded to this already, though.
Oh,
He must have been like, oh, well, it's obviously a...
Well, the best thing we could do is not even grant him a response and just show the clip again.
Robinson Tommy, 38,908.
There it is. Right.
We did it.
And
Anyway,
to Tommy
returning
Robinson,
to...
yeah, all I can say is bye bye. And from the C words to the seas to the skies now. A man has died mid-flight on his way to Japan. I picked this one. After swallowing 246 packets of cocaine, which is a lot. I mean, I guess. It sounds like a lot.
Sounds like a lot of bags.
If that was just packets of... Like,
M&Ms.
that would be a lot.
That would be
Too many
quite
M&Ms.
a lot. Yeah.
Unless M&Ms had one M&M.
Unless
and there was one
we're
cocaine
presuming
in each
there was
packet.
one cocaine in each. Probably fine. But this is a packet of M&Ms.
Yeah.
A whole packet. The packaging and everything. The packaging. You're
Oh
not
my
actually supposed
God.
to eat the packaging.
It's not. It's bad, right?
It's enough that it's not good for you. But in the same vein, a man in Washington shot himself in the dick, and when the doctors were operating on the wound, a packet of weed fell out of his ass.
That story just gets better and better. Like, this man's like...
That's the beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
That's
It's
headline.
art, man. That is, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't. And the best thing I know is that we don't really have to script anything. We just have to...
I
just have to
I try
open
my
the
best
internet.
not to just quote the headline and then just go off that because it's so
hell.
cheap. But at the same time,
That's such a good headline. That's just perfect. As someone who has never taken a marijuana or a cocaine for that matter, I can't say I can tell where either of these men went wrong. If I'm on, I don't know.
Yeah,
It
it's-
seems fine.
I mean, obviously something went wrong. Wouldn't know. Not my field of
My cup of
expertise.
tea.
Maybe just don't do whatever it was that they don't fly with 246 packets of cocaine's in your ass.
Yeah. What were you thinking, Japanese man?
Still, you don't have to be doing drugs to blow your mind. A woman in Hong Kong lost 10 years of her memory after taking a tough shit. Yeah, so she went to the toilet, pushed super hard, and suffered complete amnesia for about 8 hours before returning to normal.
That is insane.
That is frightening. That is supremely frightening.
Yeah.
This could happen to you.
Like a horror movie.
This is a PSA for don't. This is your ass on drugs.
Yeah,
It's
don't
just-
sit and think. Like, fuck.
I mean, like, so the doctors were baffled for the longest time. They were like, "What the hell is the correlation between?" But anyway, a neurosurgeon got involved, looking into it, and he was like, "Oh well, duh! Like, you pushed too hard, you cut off all the circulation of blood to your
Oh
brain.
my god.
Is it any wonder you forgot what you were doing or whatever?"
Can you imagine waking up on the toilet and not having a clue who you were? That is delightful. Like, it's not the worst way of blowing out your insides. As a man in New Delhi found out when his friend shoved a compressed air pump up his ass and blew his rectum up as a prank.
I did not make up a single story.
The thing is, I've seen this done before on the internet. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? There's compressed air. That's obviously... I mean, this is so terrible.
Yeah.
Like, the people that I saw in the video died. This guy, unfortunately, is now living with a stoma bag. And with injuries like that, you'd see on a battlefield is what doctors would say.
Yeah.
Like, it's seriously f***ed up. What's troubling is that in the article we pulled this from, this has happened to 2 other men in India. So I don't know.
Recently.
Yeah.
It's like a trend.
I don't know what sick trends they've got going on over there. But let's just say they ain't planking. Stop it.
It's
Just stop.
It's not. Oh,
It's not. It's just not. It's not okay.
you remember that episode of South Park where they were like, "Stop Faith Hilling"?
Oh yeah, yeah, dragon.
on the yeah, but also it was like the guy who did it on the like dabbing on a train track or something.
Oh
and
yeah.
they got,
Yeah. You got hit.
It is 3 times this has happened now.
Stop. No more.
Don't do it.
It's not
Whatever.
worth it. Give me some more news, Don.
All right. Another woman threatened to call the cops on a black family having a picnic. So that's news.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not news.
No,
because
it's
that
not
happens
news.
all the
It happens every week. All right. So okay, something truly special then. This one I caught this morning while I was on my lunch break at work.
Fantastic.
I was just scrolling through thinking, oh, it's recording day today. Nothing usually happens on record, which I know is absolutely false. It always happens on recording day. The day after, in fact, we do record, and then the best news happens. This is the best news from this week. The US has rebranded fossil fuels as molecules of freedom. Yes, this is a real thing. So we had freedom fries, and now we have freedom gas. This isn't even a joke.
I don't. Are you being serious?
Yeah, believe it or not, this is an actual real thing. Go look it up. Go look it up on CNN.
Molecules of freedom.
Molecules of
That is
freedom.
beautiful.
The Department of Energy released this statement. They said, increasing export capacity from the Freeport LNG, liquefied natural gas, is critical to spreading freedom gas throughout the world by giving America's allies a diverse and affordable source of clean energy. Freedom gas.
Point did
Freedom gas, though.
What point did America just gently, almost unnoticeably? Actually, no, it wasn't that unnoticeable. It was
We know.
we know whose fault this was. When they became very clearly on the wrong side of history. Like, guys, you can't just put. I'm saying this, and I know I'm wrong because this is America. You can't just put the word freedom on something and assume that like that
Makes it yours, and,
and or safe.
your claim to it will be remembered throughout history.
Yeah.
There is not a history school that will ever remember the day that America patented freedom gas.
Jesus Christ.
That's our gas.
That's our gas.
We were entitled to that gas.
America produced enough gas on this earth without patent another one. Mark Menezes, possibly.
Menez, I don't know.
We don't care. The US Energy Undersecretary, basically, added that I'm pleased that the Department of Energy is doing what it can to promote an efficient regulatory system that allows for molecules of US freedom to be exported to the world. And I don't know if I want to live in a world where we rely on freedom molecules.
What if they're taken away from you?
Wow, man, what would you do
If
you were asked to give
where are
up
my
your
freedom molecules? Give me back my freedom molecules.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, let's get out of here.
Let's bail
Let's get back in the
on
rocket
this planet.
until next week.
Yeah. All right. So
That's it.
That's all the news for this week. Believe it or not.
I'm mad.
I'm gonna...
What have we got to say?
All
We're
right.
on Instagram now. You've probably seen
Yep,
it.
yep.
We've got a few followers.
A
Two.
little bit. You
One.
wanna make
6.
that the higher number?
Yeah, please
Please.
follow us on Instagram.
Click
Link
click
there.
a button. Click a button.
Shout out to Georgie. Who,
Georgie.
shared our episode to strangers, and that's what we want.
Yeah,
So
we
just
like
keep
we
doing
we
that.
like people we don't know.
Yeah,
Weirdly.
just let other people hear our ramblings, because this is how you spread conspiracy.
This guy works in social media, so everything he says, just do it.
Just repeat.
Just do what
Yeah.
he says, please.
Just trust me. I'm an expert.
I'm clueless. I'm an idiot.
He
I'm
doesn't
an
know.
idiot man.
See, he said it. So yeah. Go
Yeah.
on, you know,
So anyway, the usual spiel: like, comment, subscribe, do what you can for the channel. Hit that bell icon if you want to get notifications to our channel. Like that's what all the cool channels say, isn't
cool
it?
channels
Something
say,
like
yeah.
yeah. And for now, that's it. Take a breather, go and relax. sit in a pool or something, get away from reality, please. Because
just don't go on the internet.
please, yeah, and except from us.
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
to.
we're
We're
here for
doing
you.
this so you don't have to.
Exactly.
So you can come back and be like, what happened? And realise, oh, the world still sucks.
Yes.
That's
That
why
is
we do this.
what we're here for, born to do. We have some big plans ahead of us, by the way.
Yes.
We're not going to reveal too
I don't know
much
what they
just yet. Oh, yes, you do. we're not going to reveal plans just yet, but keep an eye on this channel. We'll be working towards something big. In the meantime, though, we'll see you maybe next week, maybe the week after. We're working a whole bunch right now.
Yeah.
Not on the channel.
We're
just-
figuring it out. Yeah, no,
yeah.
we're just doing stuff.
So, anyway, yes. Goodbye, everybody. Have a
Bye-bye.
good week, if you
Yeah.
possibly can, maybe.
Let's wrap this up. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, let's record the news. So, the intro, whatever which one we're using.
Yeah. Oh, Don, do you have a black story? Are you black?
A black people story.
Black people. Don, do you have a blackface story for us by any chance?
Do it again, there was a black and I laughed.